Oh yeah.
All right, how you guys doing? This is Serious Jest, and this is Saturday morning Blood Bowl. Oh yeah, I got my co-announcer
Yes.
in the chat, Beers1313, and we just woke up not too long ago. I still have a pregnant fiance in the house sleeping, so I'm gonna talk in my golf announcer voice during this whole match. But Beers, I think you have basically the run of the house, right? You can be pretty loud.
Kinda yes and no.
All right, so
Gotta
during the
still behave.
during the big plays during this week, then you can shout at the top of your lungs, and I'll go yes. Really loud. So let's take a look at the exciting action this week. We have a Iron League slash F4 matchup here today. And if you don't know, the MML is divided into several conferences, and for each season, two conferences are paired together and on a rotating schedule for each season. And then those conferences make up a total of it's 8 teams. They play each other once during the season, and the regular season is 7 games. So you're looking at, and then the top two from the entire play pool go to the playoffs. So you're taking a look at the leaderboard right now. This particular play pool, the Iron League F4 play pool, is very tight. Anything could really happen at this point. And you see the High Elf team, the Disco Divas, coached by Baldwin 2013, has one draw and one loss. Has not started off the season that great, but can turn it around with a win here against the Repulsive Ratlings, who also was one win and one loss, so an okay start to the season. But really, this play pool is still up for grabs. Let's take a look at what's happened so far. Earlier in the week in the play pool, we've had the Aztec Gold and the Hopeless Necromantics play out to a 0-0 tie, while Stop Rolling Ones tied with Wrecking Crew in a 3-3 exciting score fest. So let's see what happens today between the Skaven team, who is hosting the High Elf team. Looks to be a pretty high scoring affair, doesn't it there, Beers?
I think it's gonna be a high scoring affair, yes.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at the Repulsive Ratlings. They have a pretty stacked team. Came to made a bowl game last year. Was one game short of making the playoffs. Actually, they played the Hopeless Necromantics last season in Week 7, and the winner got to go to the playoffs. So this their motto: "Win or die trying." Their TV is 1830. And let's take a look at the roster real quick. They're going to be led by their Storm Vermin. Those Storm Vermin are nasty. You got Naughty, who's stronger than most Storm Vermin, and hits really hard with mighty blows, and is able to tackle very well. And then Scrycut, his teammate, who is also a very strong Storm Vermin, and boasts a set of claws on him that can cut through any armor when you need to. They're on offense. They're led by Leohut, who is their leader and has the block skill. And also look at those gutter runners, Beers. Those guys are dangerous. I mean, you got one that's as strong as regular, your average player, and they can run around and create some big damage. And what you don't normally see from Skaven teams is this team is really healthy. 13 players total, so they're going to be riding two on the bench. Um, because of their success, they're boasting a fan factor of 9, so that means they've got 9,000 season ticket holders that follow them around to whatever game they're at, in addition to whatever fans may show up for that particular game. And we are playing this match at the Rat's Nest, which is a level 2 stadium, which is better than your run-of-the-mill stadium, and maybe some upgrades. And the squid sandwich features a squid sandwich kiosk, so that keeps the fans busy and keeps them from throwing those dignity rocks that we all know and love, and from going after the ref and distracting them. So you keep the fans happy, keep their stomachs full, and the mayhem will not get too out of hand. Let's take a look at the Disco Divas real quick. They're boasting a 1760 team value. They say they're a work in progress. Ask me again at S9. That's what their coach says. Ooh, that's not very encouraging. But what I love about this team, Beers, is look at those names. These are, if you actually YouTube disco and then the name of whatever the player is, you will get some really cool videos. And what I might just start doing is during the match, in the background, when I say the name of one of these guys, I might play one of these disco songs that comes up when you YouTube some of these videos, but they're awesome. Like the windmill, the boomerang, the wax on, wax off. So a lot of that going on. So all right. So with that being said, we got the Disco Divas visiting the Repulsive Ratlings, and let's see what happens in this match. I'm gonna go to my Cabal Vision here, Cabal TV. Tune in the crystal ball, and let's get this match started. See if I can find them on here. And from what I understand, the teams are already on the field. Is that right?
Yeah, they're already out and playing.
Okay, so what I'll do just for our viewers is because we have the power of the crystal ball and we can go back in time as need be. So I don't want them to miss any plays. So I'll just back it up to turn 1 and speed announce us up to the beginning to get on point, and then we'll go from there. Do you can you see what kind of inducements we're taking?
I didn't see what they took, no.
Okay. The cool
I
thing
don't
about the
see.
latest patch to this game, by the way, is that they started including some more features, which will let you see stuff like stadium enhancements on the field, and sometimes more things like more dice rolls and maybe more enhancements. So maybe we can find it um, as we take a look shortly. All right, here we go. So we are so. They're in the middle of turn 1, but because I have the power of this satellite, I'm going to back us up and put us right before the kickoff. All right, it looks like the Rats are on defense. So I'm going to switch the camera over to behind the offense. So, all right, and as the ball is kicked off, the fans are whipped into a frenzy. The Repulsive Ratlings are going to have an extra reroll because they just have the power of their team behind them. So luck's going to go their way, or the power of the fans behind them, rather. And the opening block knocks down and breaks the armor of Nettage, who's laying there going, what the hell just hit me? Giddy down, knocks down Slint's creep. No armor broken. He'll get back up next turn. And will this line rat survive? He does. He's just going to be seeing stars. Slewform Cutter is laying on the ground wondering what the hell just happened to him. Now the bump comes in with the assisted blitz, knocks Leah Hut back, but unable to take him off the pitch. Now that could have been a key block because if they're able to injure Leah Hut, it takes away a reroll from the Ratlings. But then again, the Ratlings have 5 rerolls, so they got some wiggle room here. Well, you think that's crazy up until you see Stuff and Junk play. I don't know. Have you watched a Ratlings game before, Beers?
I have not watched one of his games, no.
All right, get ready to be excited. He plays these guys classic. Oh no, Giddy Down is dead. A left hook from the Storm Vermin puts him out of the match. He is dead, and the Apothecary doesn't come out. Ouch! Whoa, this match started off insane already.
Good night.
So I was going to say, the Ratlings, they play a very classic Skaven game. They do a lot of Skaven-y things. If I could describe Stuff and Junk's play, I would say Stuntman DD in Skaven form. That's what I would say. So, and he's got the team to do it. He likes to use these gutter runners to do gutter runnery things and take some chances. And the 5 rerolls really does fit his style, believe it or not. But I mean, he would have come in with 4, which is reasonable. But obviously because of the crowd power behind him, he now has 5. Lula is in the chat. I want to give a shout out to him. Lula is wondering whether I'm hiding in the wardrobe. No, I closed the door to my office, and I'm trying not to wake up the potential monster in the house who could kill me with one fell swoop of a claw. So this is like real life Darkest Dungeon I'm playing right now. And also shout out to Harry Warthog, who says kill the war dancers. Even though there are no war dancers, you always got to look for them in the crowd, because maybe if you kill one at a Blood Bowl game, it still counts. It's like you killed one on the field. So look out for those war dancers. Yeah, you see, this is one of the new features of this new pack for the game. If you see that big hamburger, or not hamburger, but that hamburger-looking thing, that's a squig sandwich right there on your screen at the top of the screen, the little red icon, and that shows you that there's a squig sandwich kiosk here, keeping the fans' bellies full and distracted from fighting other people. There it is. There's that kiosk. When you go ahead and eat one of those squig sandwiches, it's immediately fulfilling, but then afterwards you feel really sluggish and you don't want to fight anybody. You just want to go to sleep. By the way, we're caught up now, so what I'm seeing is what you're seeing. Lula's fiance 7256 claws tackle always hungry and a wild animal. No,
Oh, it's so true.
I'd give her a little more on the armor. I think she's harder to take down than she looks. She's got
Mine
dauntless.
was.
She definitely has dauntless too.
Dauntless, yeah.
That is a complete Blood Bowl joke if you are watching this game because you're like, oh, this is interesting, orcs versus rats, and it's like football and you're trying to follow it and you just heard that joke. You have no clue what we're talking about. It's okay. Just buy the game, play the campaign mode for a little bit, and you'll know what we're talking about. And then you'll totally think it's funny. It's a lot of investment for a joke, but it's worth it. Yeah, there's a lot of
Totally.
piling on Gerd. You're right. We're talking about the fiance still, right? Fiance definitely is piling on. And Mini Jackie Chan throws a block at Lihiot, but Lihiot is skilled in the fine art of rat jitsu and is able to use his energy against him, the offense energy against him, the attacker's energy against him, rather, to put him on the floor, leaving both of them not harming each other. Wow. If you are just tuning in, there has already been death in this game. Poor
Dun,
Giddy
dun, dun.
down. Yeah, taken out from the start. Apothecary was not called out. That is a blitzer too, so I'm really surprised that the Apothecary didn't come out. I mean, I guess he's really saving him for one of the more, one of the other more developed pieces like Grover's Strike. But damn, that had to hurt to let
Yeah.
him go. And I know Baldwin really had to think about it. And now
Oh.
the High Elves are going to try to retaliate, and uppercut, slew form,
Ooh.
cutter KO'd.
Ooh. See ya.
Yikes. Yeezy yeezy yow.
Take a seat, son.
So we see as Giddy Down lays there dead with the necrosis starting to set in. I'm going to try to YouTube Giddy Down because I don't want people to miss how cool the naming scheme is here. So I'm going to get YouTube. I'm going to type in disco and Giddy Down, and we're going to see what pops up. Oh, we do that, and then while the high elves consider what they're going to do with this turn.
Oh,
Well,
quick little handoff there.
oh yeah. Okay, there is a
Mhm.
so Giddy up started to fill in, so we're gonna see what happens with the Giddy down. Okay. So the top. So I don't know if the Giddy down is actually a dance, but the top 5 YouTube videos that come up are. Let's see. This is number 1. All right, so we'll play this. This is gonna be Giddy Down's theme music for people to remember him by. Wait for it. Oh wait. Can you still hear that in my background?
Oh yeah, I can hear it.
Okay.
Tick, tick, tick.
We're gonna leave that playing for Giddy Down. Total respect. Respect R.I.P. Giddy Down, killed by a rat in like turn 1. It's tough.
First turn. It's rough. It's so rough.
You know the elves got to be looking for their revenge. I mean, elves are a score first kind of team, but I'm sure they didn't
Oh, high
appreciate
elves, man.
that.
No, I don't think they would.
This is ballsy right here. The ball carrier is not caged. He's not. I'm sorry. The ball carrier's back here. I I saw something wrong. Yeah, but it is. I mean, he could get a red die block on him right now. Stuff can get a red die block with him right now by putting this lineman on him. But even worse, this is yeah, this ball carrier is exposed. I mean, you can mark him up with this guy Creep over here, Slinksy Creep. And I know Stuff and Jug's playstyle well enough to know there's going to be an attack on the ball carrier. I can almost guarantee it. This is coming. Especially with 5 rerolls sitting in his pocket. He's going to, what he'll
so
probably
many options.
do, exactly, he'll probably throw a rat right here to the exact right of Windmill, just to not allow these assists to come in from Boomerang and Wax Off. Yep, and then he'll take Creep and throw him right here to provide the assist, and then there'll be a blitz from somewhere. But now that I'm seeing these other movements, I'm not so sure. Is Stuff and Junk going to play more conservative?
Very interesting.
This is interesting. I don't think he is going to attack the ball, because you don't do all that if you're really going to attack the ball. Maybe. Okay, so that's a gutter runner. Take away those tackle zones. One nut? No, alright. There's the assist, so he is going to go for it. Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
so.
He's just not going to put the piece here. He's going to put him there, because he's just not going to come in contact with Boomerang at all. And here comes the boom.
Here we go.
That gutter runner has Dauntless. And that's Beastmaster, Scalpkey Beastmaster, who does not succeed at first, but the reroll, he spent extra time working a heavy bag this week, and he's going to put Windmill on his ass. Booyakasha! Frees the ball, unable to hold on to it when it scatters, and neither is that Beastman, the Creep. The Creep just takes a stroke of the ball, doesn't exactly pick it up. But this is problematic, because the ball's only in one tackle zone, which for the High Elves is really not a problem at all.
Not at all.
I predict touchdown this turn.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's happening. Pretty sure. That doesn't help.
That'll tie things up a bit.
So he wanted to use the catcher Wax Off because he had block. Alright, I'm gonna turn off the disco music for now, and we'll continue a new disco song next time one of the Disco Divas does something interesting. But it was playing this good background, like you could hear it in the background clearly.
Oh, I could hear it. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Get my toes tapping.
Soundtrack.
Disco music. Watching football. Here we go.
Disco lives. Ooh, so this is so there's not going to be a touchdown this turn.
No.
This is curious chain of events here. I mean, I know he was just hoping for the knockdown and it didn't pan out. Maybe that was, you have to know that Nuffle is going to screw you whenever you try to make a plan. So you have to plan to fail. And on that case, Baldwin really did not account for the possibility that he would get pushes instead of a knockdown. And now that ball, which would normally be 67% chance of picking it up with one tackle zone on it, he actually managed to knock a second defender into the ball, which is a problem. He's doing a good job of adjusting now that the damage has been done.
Yeah, he's starting to enclose those two rats up top.
Yeah, but this is a dangerous situation though, because if the Rats manage to pick this ball up, it's off to the races, and that's a score. That's a TD for the Rats, and that is not how the Divas want to open up their offense. He's scared. Yeah, we're gonna call him SS. That's not a great name either. I mean, Bowen has been lucky that that catcher has not been kicked out of the league already for that name.
Yeah, he's been flying under the radar.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it in the previews and
We
in the
did.
season previews, and you know, I don't know if Preach, I think Preach saw that, but I don't know. He never moved on it. I don't know if there's been a talking to, but that is these are I would highly recommend for next season if that catcher makes it through the season without being banned by the league. Next season replace him because
It's highly possible.
the MML is family friendly. Although we're playing a game where teams are trying to outright kill each other and we cheer death on, the MML is family friendly. We want your kids to witness extreme violence but not hear curse words while it happens.
Well, we got 2 youngsters in the CL this season too.
Oh yeah, which
One of
ones?
them was causing a lot of death.
Wait, both of Bernie's kids?
Both Bernie's kids, yep.
Yep.
12 and 14, I think they're.
Both of them, and they're causing it. Actually, prefer to cause a lot of damage. That's their favorite thing to do, and then meme about it.
Oh, weren't those great? Wow. Do not
meme
pick a meme fight with them.
They are level 7 memers. See the Rats doing their best to try to stop a quick touchdown from happening. And I know Stuff's playstyle enough again to think that there's going to be an attempt made to pick up this ball and then run right into the end zone. And he's setting up his guys, planning to fail. In case he is unable to pick up said ball, he will set up his guys. But no, he hasn't even thrown a block. But now he has. Okay.
Here it comes.
Oh, there you go. So this is going to be a 67% pickup. He's trying to do the whole thing with that one gutter runner. So with Scalpy Beastmaster, who is a legitimate dude you got to be afraid of, and that leap also makes him especially dangerous. But there's only 1 tackle zone on the ball, and that's a 67% pickup. I'll be surprised if he doesn't make the... Yeah, okay. So he makes the attempt, and now he's going to go for the end zone, I think, but... He's got 1 second. It looks like he ran out of time. Oh,
no way. Wow.
That is...
Comes in.
We call that stern jawing. He ran out of time. He stern jarled.
He set himself up for a failure, and then the clock comes in and causes it.
And you're going to see Boomerang give him the business and make him pay. Scalpy Beastmaster falls to the ground. The ball is now surrounded by 3 elves and 1 poor line rat named the Creep.
Such a creep.
Slint's Creep.
He's no worries about him anymore. Oh, see ya.
Hook. And he is badly hurt.
Oh, his nose is twisted.
Yeah, and now this is what you gotta really love about Rats versus Elves. I mean, basically, touchdown, like, with that ball right there, a touchdown can happen either way. It just depends who picks it up. And now we're looking at potential Elf touchdown, but Skaven, again, this is why Stuff is a good coach. He has set up, and he knew he was going to take a chance, but he set up all these guys back here, just to prevent the touchdown, the immediate touchdown, in case he failed to do what he was going to do. Ironically, though, all of that planning was what slowed him up and caused him to run out of time. If he would have just jumped in, picked the ball up, and ran into the end zone, he'd have a touchdown now. So this stuff is great, but if it's going to get in the way, you ultimately making an action may not be the best course of action. And I don't think there is going to be a touchdown.
Right now. No, it doesn't look like it. He might just sit on this a bit. Rats are dropping like flies.
He's got enough elves to pick up the ball and somewhat protect the ball right now. At the most, give the Rats a 1-die block. At the most.
Well, they got the ball.
There we go. that's the guy you want to have at windmill. He can do whatever with it, but curiously, he chooses to not. He just runs up the field. I mean, okay, how is he going to protect this ball carrier? I'm interested. I mean, you have elves that don't, and they're on the pitch still yet to move, that don't, that can dodge away as needed, but they choose not to dodge away. They're just relying on the rats not being able to dodge their way to the ball carrier. But I mean, I'll tell you right now, he can get the. It's not that easy. Slinage could get to the ball, and I predict Stuff will use him if necessary.
Yeah.
This is risky, man. This is risky. Oh, this is really risky because Patch Cut can get to that ball. And the thing is that Windmill is not skilled in the art of blocking, so a one-die block on him could be disastrous.
Yeah,
no, he doesn't.
A little scary.
Yeah, Baldwin is playing it fast and loose right now. If he can survive this onslaught, I don't know. This is good defense by the Rats. I mean, they are taking chances to take shots on the ball, but they've got a backup plan so that if they fail, these elven receivers can't just run into the end zone. And Scrycut is going to lay a massive hit on Grover's strike. Well, I guess not that massive. The claws failed to cut through the armor. Elven armor holds up. I guess Grover's strike is wearing claw-resistant armor. And at this point, so that is going to free up the gutter runner Patch Cut for a direct shot on the ball carrier, and Slinage can provide an assist. Okay, yeah. This is he's gonna go with the wrestler. See, I would have thought you'd want the assist to come from Patch Cut, but no. So he's gonna bring the receiver out. Okay, he's gonna do his scoring. I guess it would have been too many go for it's for Slinage to get to where Patch Cut is standing right now. But you're gonna get a 2-die block on the ball carrier.
There it comes.
The only thing that play kind of lacked is he puts him down, doesn't break armor, and the ball is in a tackle zone, but that's not unattainable with elves. The only thing about that play that I didn't like is that once the ball was freed up, there's like you've taken away your no, not really. Your touchdown threat is still there. Scalp Keep Beastmaster can, but you have nobody to pick up the ball at this point, so I think Beastmaster comes back and picks the ball up. There you go. Look at that. Picks the ball up with ease.
Slips and slides.
Winks at Sad Split. But what's he going to do with it now? This is the problem. He's got it. How long can he hold it for?
Tuck him up or you leave him
3
up?
seconds. You can't leave him there. Yeah. There you go.
Gotta move. There he goes. Tuck him in.
The problem
Still,
with this...
he's not quite safe either.
No, not at all. I mean, the ball carrier himself, Windmill, could get right up and have a 2-die block on him right now. That is the problem.
Yeah, he's not safe at all. Wow. Good job getting it, but
Yeah.
this is kind of stuck where you could put him, really.
I'm thinking probably Wax Off is going to hit this gutter runner. That's what I'm thinking. I'm actually a little surprised he didn't stand Windmill up. I know he probably wants to throw with him, but ooh.
Here he comes.
Doesn't help.
Boomerang. Oh, the extra training does not work.
Oh, and Nuffle says no!
Wow, did not see that coming. Wow, I'm
Not
shocked
exactly
by that.
by the double skulls or by the decision to re-roll.
No, the fact that he used his thrower for that.
Lulis,
Yeah, I guess
Lulis wants
not.
to.
Never mind.
Lulis wants to be in the booth because these are great comments that we're missing out on. If he says if you name your player Boomerang, he could hit you in the face. He could come back and hit you in your own face. That's priceless. Too bad Lou's not in the booth. He might come back and hit you in the face.
Doink.
So the Rats are probably going to be unable to score this turn, but they can set it up so that they're in a good position to score the next. But with Elves, you're not safe, really, in most places on the pitch. Because Wax Off can get to pretty much anywhere that Scalp Key can get to. I mean, those dodges for most people, like this positioning of Patch Cut would be, killer for most players. But, the Rat tries to extend his stride. And at first stumbles, but manages to regain his footing. So Wax On can get there. He can just two dodges at 67% and at 83%. And he's in business, but okay, now it's harder.
Ooh, a lot harder.
Not really. 1, 2, yeah, same thing,
No.
83%. No, this doesn't do that much. He would have been better served. I think he would have been better served by throwing Slinage here, directly behind Patch Cut. And then that would have at least made the first dodge potentially at 50% unless he, or forced him to take a step sideways and do 67 come around. But I don't know. 2, 3 iced. He's got a shot on that gutter runner, so he's got to hope that the 2 dice comes up successful. But you also gotta, before you throw your dice, you go from easy moves to hard moves, usually. And the first thing you normally want to do is move your guys, like those guys that are laying down. If something goes wrong, you don't want them still laying down on the start of the next turn. You're basically giving your opponent a free stun. So you want to pick them up and do something with them. And Baldwin is probably trying to figure out what, after I throw this block on the gutter runner, where do I want these guys?
Yeah, where's my next play? There they go.
Yep, just gonna pick Windmill up and put him right there. And Boomerang right there. So he's setting up a little screen for if and when he recovers that ball. The issue he's gonna have is if he blitzes it free, he can't throw it. There comes the dodge. Like I said, easy peasy. He's going to come around and hit Scalp Key Beastmaster, but the first block is not going to do the trick. He doesn't re-roll it. Oh, because he doesn't have a re-roll.
It doesn't have any.
But this is a good situation for him to be in because Wax Off is skilled in diving tackle, and he's got sidestep. So you can't necessarily just push him off of you, and dodging from him. Basically, you get a -2 on your dodge attempt if he dives with his diving tackle, which would make a dodge away from him, what's normally 83%, a 50% shot. And now the Elves are coming over and just flooding the rest of these Skaven to create issues for them in trying to get over and assist on a block against Wax Off.
Oh, that's a nice little skill put on that gutter runner.
Yeah. Oh, you mean on the elf or the gutter runner?
Yeah, that what is that? Diving tackle?
Yeah, on the elf.
Nice
On
yeah.
the catcher, Wax Off. Yeah, sidestep with diving tackle is a deadly combination for defense. It really makes that person a pest. Oh, and Scalp Key Beastmaster says, "I don't care about your diving tackle."
Go ahead, talk all about it. I'm just going to score a touchdown while you do that.
I'm pretty sure that Stuff and Junk, if he was in this chat at the time, would have come on air and said YOLO before he did that.
Oh god. Well, since it's Rat, yeah, for sure. Jesus. Hey,
An exciting
what,
game
what are
so
you guys
far.
talking about?
This is an exciting game so far. Again, both of these teams fighting for relevance here in the play pool. Whoever wins this one could really do a lot for their cause. It's still early in the season, and the play pool is up for grabs. So again, the Divas could put themselves in, an arguable, back into the play, or keep themselves in the playoff race with a victory, which would leave them at 1-1-1. Or a loss here could leave them with one draw and two losses, and then they got to start thinking about avoiding relegation. So, as Lou pointed out, this is a good situation for the Rats. You don't want to give them 2 turns. You don't want to give the Elves 2 turns. Only 1 turn. I mean, the 1 turn is probably more than you'd want to give High Elves the opportunity to score, but you see your standard 1-turn defense, where you line the Rats or your players with 1 space or 2 spaces apart from each other across that particular line right now. So even if the Elves manage to chain push their receiver, which I'm guessing will be the guy they're going to do the touchdown attempt for. Oh no, it's going to be him. Yeah, right, this guy. Wax on. Wax on is a sidestepper, which makes him easier to chain push, and he has extra movement, so it's movement 9. So you only need to push him 2 spaces forward, and then he will be within 11 spaces of the touchdown. Then you got 2 go for it's, obviously, and you got to dodge through 3 tackle zones. So you're and you don't want to go through, because this guy Wax On has the dodge skill, which lets him reroll a failed dodge. You don't want to send him through a tackle zone with 2. If you have 2 players, so this one is horrible because it's 3 players. So going through there is a really much less percentage chance. But his dodge skill is pretty much going to be ineffective because stuff is put as tackle pieces on the ends. So normally you want to try to run where there's only 1 tackle zone. Those are the ends, but then the dodge skill won't help him. This is probably I don't think this is a great chance of success. He does have a reroll. No, he doesn't have a reroll. So yeah, this
No reroll.
Chance of a 1-turner very low. But he can help his cause if he can get more than 2 pushes. But sometimes doing that is greedy, and you might never get the chance to make the run for it. So there's the initial push. That is what you want, actually. You want a blue arrow at that point. You don't want to knock this guy down. I'm surprised he did that. If you had sidestep, you could have just put Boomerang could have been standing right there, or Wax On could have been standing right there. That would have been 1. Yeah, that's why. That's what Lou says. That's why you put leap on your 1-turners. Yeah, Lou, but most players don't come with all the other skills you also need right out of the box, like Wood Elves. Wood Elves are special like that. So, and Gutter Runners also. All right, so this is where he may have kind of screwed himself a little bit. That's why you play Elves. Well, Baldwin is playing Elves, but yeah. So the 1-turn is gone at this point, I think.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know why he did it this way. I mean, a 2-space chain push would have been easy. You could have put Wax On right here, where Face Wave is currently standing. That first push would have pushed him to where Wax Off is standing, and then a follow-up push, even with that POW, would have put him in scoring range. Anyway, there's a good, if you go to I think fumble.com, or just Google Blood Bowl 2 1-turn touchdown, and there's like a bunch of different sites that'll show you how to do 1-turn. Lou says High Elves are 2nd-class elves. I think they would beg to differ. They're very snooty. So
What
he's
else
being,
are chirping the house? Ooh.
yeah, now he's being self-deprecating. Actually, he sarcastically says, as we saw in last season's semis, when, as we know, his Wood Elves got taken out by sacerdotalists, Princes of Ariok, who are also in this play pool, and who ended up winning the whole thing after running through both Stop Rolling Ones, a Wood Elf team, and Harrelson's, a Wood Elf team. So Elf dominance was established last playoffs, and it was not in favor of the Wood Elves. All right, let's see if Baldwin can get back on the board. He's got a tough road to hoe ahead of him because he has to dislodge it from this very capable Skaven team and then back down the field. But anything can happen, as we just saw.
Oh yeah.
Let's hope the second half is as exciting as the first. Again, you wouldn't be able to tell how exciting it is by my tone of voice right now. I'm like, yes, the first half is extremely exciting. He's got a really long putt to make. Let's see if he can pick up birdie. Alright, I'm going to switch viewpoints to Rats, because they are in possession of the ball.
Two throwers out there. Oh, no choice. That's right.
Again, and
That lineman didn't want to come back.
If you're just tuning in, there is a collection being taken in the stands for Giddy Down's family. Unfortunately, Giddy Down had a wife and a child. He had a young daughter, and he actually he has a little baby boy on the way who he will never meet now, sadly, thanks to this rat team. Luliz is putting limericks in the chat. I'm not going to dignify that with a read. And the ball is, well, thrown off or kicked off, or however you want to call it. And again, the fans really behind the Rats and giving them inspiration. You might see some extra stuff go their way as a result. The ball bounces off of Leohut's hands and into Lihim the Quick's hands. That's not a guy you normally want to have the ball. He is very, very agile and can do some things with this ball. I would imagine stuff is going to, yeah, see, he's caging up actually. He's in he's no hurry to score right now. I mean, he'll take a score if it's given to him, but he's not in a hurry. He's going to make the Elves work to wrestle this ball away from him rather than play into their defensive hands. And Patchkut's going to move into position. On Wax On. They don't like the movement 9 threat, and I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. Here it comes.
Unable to floor him with Scry Cut. I'm curious that he used Scry Cut. I guess he couldn't get anybody else over there. Yeah, he didn't have anybody else within range to do that. No, he did. I don't see. And there's no point. I don't know why he went with Scry Cut. First of all, he didn't need the assist, right? And then, if he was going to use an assist, he could have marked him up with Scry Cut and hit him with the tackle piece, Patch Cut. I know Scry Cut has claws, but on a catcher with armor 7, the claws don't matter. What claws basically do is make all armor the equivalent of armor 7, but if you've already got armor 7, claw does nothing. You know, both down as Krylich wrestles face wave down. That may have been a tactical mistake, and these little tactical, something as little as that tactical mistake by the Rats there could come back to bite them later, because you never know. With armor 7, there's a good chance that armor breaks and, you know, Wax On could be taken off the pitch. If you could remove that movement 9 catcher, that's a big deal, especially with the sidestep. And let's not forget he has Agi 5 as well. It's a good piece to get off. So we don't know if that's going to come back to bite him, but
time will tell.
There you go. There's a little bobbing and weaving in there, and we're going to see Mini Jackie Chan throw a block at Wily Scuttle, and here it comes.
Maybe. It's coming.
Was,
oh, there it comes.
Yeah, well, that was a lot of build-up for not much results. So,
Wow,
sorry
there's
about
a tease.
that.
Feel cheated out of that one.
If Harry were in the booth, he'd say, "Did you tease a lot of people in college, Jest?" I'd be like, "Yes, Harry. This is how I strike one back for the male gender by teasing women." So now the cage is going to be marked up by the side stepper on the left side. A bold move, so it puts the Rats in this weird position, right? Because again, you know, that's a blodge stepper. He's hard to hit, but if you do hit him, he's got armor 7. So you don't generally want to give up a lot of strikes on him, especially that being such a valuable piece. But if you, because of the sidestep, if you hit him and you fail to knock him down, he goes right into your ball carrier. It looks like a probably temporarily lost Beers, maybe his internet connection. You could jump right in, so I'll just continue in my golf announcer voice, doing the thing, and hopefully, oh, and there's the leap into the cage by Grover Strike, who comes through with a double die, pow! One of the dice says no, but one of the dice says yes, and all you need is one yes. And he's back.
Sorry about that.
You missed a leap into the cage by Grover Strike, freeing up the ball, but the scatter is not kind to the High Elves. So,
Not kind at all.
and by the way, remember, they failed to take down this Movement 9 catcher that we talked about before, the Wax On, and remember we were saying it might come back to bite him, and now that's actually the guy that provided, marking up that left side of the cage and enabled Wax On to jump into the cage and get his Grover Strike to jump into the cage and get a 2-die block. Oh, that was ballsy. So
wow. Oh.
So SS runs, jumps into the cage, dodges into, not the cage, but dodges in between two Rats, manages to get in there, but fails to pick up the ball. And now a ball that had 2 elf tackle zones on it, all of a sudden has none.
Oh, it's easy to grab for the Rats now.
Yep, this is, and that poor lineman Bump is within striking range of Naughty. Naughty's been pretty quiet this match so far, Storm Vermin, and that may change.
I sense this one coming.
Yeah, Bump may get bumped, and once he does, you're seeing Wire the Lethal pick up the ball, an easy pass over here to or not easy, but definitely very doable pass to Patchcut, and Patchcut could be off to the races, untouchable. And I'm predicting a 2-0 game by turn 11. Beers, what do you think? Oh, he chose to do that.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So the reroll used, again, see, if he had used this thrower, he wouldn't have had to burn the reroll because it would have been an automatic shorthand pickup from the thrower. And now he's got to hope that this goes his way. You really got to think about your personnel, like who you're using. I know he wanted to use the Agi 5 probably to ease up the throw, but the throw is made and intercepted. Oh! We've got a match.
How quickly the tides turn. Wow.
Absolutely. That is dangerous. Also, had he used his thrower, had he freed up Wire the Lethal, you would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He would have been able to not be in the range. Basically, Wax Off would have never had the chance to intercept that ball because he would have been farther over there on the left. I think that's a tactical mistake. That is a tactical mistake by Stuff and Junk. Oh, but for us fans, super exciting. Makes for a great match. I would
We've
say
got ourselves a ball game.
I would say in the first half, excellent coaching by Stuff and Junk out-coached the Divas. But in the second half here, we're seeing the High
Oh,
Elves,
coaching.
yeah, taking advantage of some mistakes by the Rats.
Yeah, they're coaching themselves so far in the second half, getting
yeah.
too comfortable.
Yeah.
High Elves, we got this. All of a sudden, look what happens.
This is tough though because they don't have right now. They can't get Wax off into the end zone. So the only person that is within scoring range is SS over here. But getting him the ball and then getting him to dodge out would be a big problem. So they're gonna do this. We're looking at a potato. We are looking at a potato. And here's what I don't like about this potato. Potatoing against rats like this is you have so many that can get to you.
Oh, God.
Wait. So much. I mean, just by himself, though, Patchcut can mark him up. Nah, yeah, I don't like this at all.
This is
So
a gamble.
2 go for it's yeah, put him right outside. Puts him out of the range of Patchcut. That was ballsy. Yeah, so Lou
Yeah,
put
definitely does.
blitz to push, and I think what he's trying to say, which I was going to suggest, is they actually might have been able to get that catcher into the end zone had they put two. I think he was like right here. They could have put an elf here and an elf here, and then came around with a blitz, chain pushing him the one space he needed to get into the touchdown. We would have had a tie game right then and there. But he chose to go the simple route. And again, you know what? I'm going to go back to this. So it's easy for us on the announcer side to like criticize what you can and couldn't do. And I can say vaguely, I can say, oh, well, he could have just set up a chain push over here and push him the one space he needed. But you also got to figure it's a lot more rolls. Yep. So like Lou pointed out, yes, he does have sidestep, Blue Max. He does. That's his stats right there. You gotta take the extra rolls, and not only that, the clock is ticking. And as you saw,
Yeah.
Stuff and Junk executed, like he moved everybody into the perfect position in the first half with that other play, and then didn't have enough time left to actually execute the ultimate thing that he wanted to do. You know, after he recovered the balls, get away. But yeah, Lou said Blood Stepper down there is not bad at all either. Yes, but you know, you've got a leaping wrestler with horns that can get to him,
Horns in
and
the dirt and gutter
numerous
rudder.
other
That's
rats
just
that can mark him. So
Oh, speaking of horns, down he goes.
yeah, I'm predicting on this one. I think Scalpkey Beastmaster makes the block with either Liam the Quick marking him up, or yeah, I think it's gonna have to be Liam the Quick marking him up.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
then recovering the ball, he'll figure that out after he frees it up. Again, you don't want to forget to do the easy things first. You want to pick this guy up. Don't you slinage. Don't leave him there. Alright, so he's bringing over, again, stuff skillfully now, planning to fail. What happens if this other stuff doesn't go the way he wants it to? He's at least got this catcher marked up and forcing him to roll to make it. Alright. It's good too. Skillful wire the lethal comes over and seals off the bump. So you're gonna leave Scrycut over there with Patchcut. Oh, he's alright. So there you go. There's the mark. Boom.
There you come.
And you got a leap with Scalp Key coming, and he might just go directly. He might go leap to here, or here, and then 1, 2, 3, and then right in. And he's gonna try to dodge. I'm surprised at that. If you were gonna leap, the time to leap would have been there instead of risking into 2 tackles. I guess it's the same thing, right? 67%.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, that's it's a 2 tackle zones. That's a 50%. No, it's a 3 plus.
Hey, could
It's
I?
a 3 plus dodge.
That's the reason leap over.
It was the same
Toward
thing. No, he
the.
didn't need to leap. He was going this way, so he was dodging. Yeah, no. All right.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
He would have failed either way.
Hmm.
The leap would have been.
Yeah.
The leap would have failed. So, well, at least he put himself in a position where, um, yeah, Lou says Baldwin made the right calls. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's hard to second guess. I mean, it's a lot easier to say, well, let me do all these other things and set up the perfect play. But, you know, you take into account you got some more rolls and then also the time constraints, and he probably did. This simple. Sometimes we have an acronym in the U.S. We say KISS. The acronym is KISS. I'm not sure if they say it in the U.K., but keep it simple, stupid. Sometimes, you know, and I think it's also called Occam's razor. You know, just do the simplest thing. That's usually the answer.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm remembering that right anyway. I'm sure there's somebody in the chat who is familiar with Occam's razor enough that if I screwed it up, they'd be like, no, Jest. It's actually not that.
I could heard a kiss. I haven't heard of that one.
And there is the dodge out for the touchdown, and we've got a tie game. Wax off, taking his helmet off, and
Oh, put it back on.
he's not a pretty high elf.
No, no elves are pretty. Come on, man.
Actually, they're supposed to be beautiful people according to the lore. So, Wax Off was the guy who just scored, right?
Yep.
So we see him dancing, and I want to listen to what his theme music is like. When I type in Wax Off and Disco and Wax Off, this is what I'm going to get.
What, Coach or Sensei Miyagi telling you how to clean the car? Or? Wax on, wax out.
Oh,
Coach Miyagi, Karate Kid, come on.
How to fight. Hey, Mr. Miyagi telling you how to fight. And again, the fans just really making a difference for the Ratlings.
They showed up today.
Is this modern disco music? I don't like this at all.
Well, this is not what I was expecting.
This is awful.
Again, they're going after that catcher, Wax on.
Well, this is what happens when Wax Off scores. You get this song. I don't like that.
Oh, they get him this time.
Yeah, this time they learn from their mistakes. They're coming in with they come in with the tackle piece this time. And again, if he hadn't used the tackle piece, then Wax On would not have gone down. They're able to put him down. So we've got the MML champion in the chat, and yeah, this is Blue Max's. This is Hong Kong disco playing in the background. I like it. I like it. Well done. No, that's not. I don't. Hey, Hong Kong. Wouldn't Hong Kong disco be like Gangnam Style? This girl looks like a crackhead on the video.
Oh, God.
She looks like she locked herself in her apartment for days at a time, smoking crystal meth.
It's good times.
You're like, I remember those days. Ah, the good old days. More ratty ratness going on here. See, this is the stuff in Junk I know. These are the repulsive Ratlings I know. Making those little plays, getting the people downfield, and you're going to see some exciting stuff. I mean, this game has been exciting, just not in the conventional way. I would have thought the score would be like 3-3 by now.
I'm with you on there. Yeah, I thought for sure. It's been fun, though.
Yeah.
Death to start it off, and then
absolutely
craziness. Interception.
And with the way that the Rat started, you would have thought that this would have been just a complete um, just mauling attrition-wise, but that's been the only injury that the High Elves have suffered. And I will say this: I think some of that has to do with, or largely that it's largely part of it. It just doesn't seem like Stuff is using his Storm Vermin a lot for the blocks. Either that, or like he's using the claw. He's used the claw piece on an armor 7 guy, but what's his name? Naughty has not been that active, and that's just
No, he's
because
not.
really, Stuff is not generally a attrition type player. Even though he does have the pieces on this team to do it, um, he does have the. He's not that type, but he's more interested in the positioning and setting up for the score. But I mean,
Oh,
you gotta use a Stern Vermin, don't you?
I'll be right back.
Cool. And the other thing you'll notice on this team, the difference from last season, Seek and Destroy was their Rat Ogre last season, came in to replace another Rat Ogre before him, was killed actually in week 7 by the Hopeless Necromantics by Shawn Michaels, and then they never got a new one, so they're playing without a Rat Ogre. And with these developed Storm Vermin, a lot of advanced Skaven coaches would say they don't need a backup. Alright, that's enough of that song. A little patty cake action going there. Grover Strike trying to knock down Scry Cut is unsuccessful. That's dangerous, though. He's now set up for a block in return the next turn. And we'll see if that happens. But now there's going to be a shot on Naughty. Naughty hasn't inflicted a lot of damage, and they try to inflict some on him, and they are unsuccessful. Here's the problem. Boomerang, he could get surfed next turn. Again, this just doesn't seem like Stuff is really interested in the attrition at all, though. So we'll see. Good setup on these. So look at this. The High Elves saying, we're not even going to mark up your gutter runners. I'm just going to sit my guys back here and threaten you with the possibility of another interception.
Already done it once. We can do it again.
Yeah, although, this guy SS right here with the Nurse Steel could mark up those gutter runners and both lower their chances of catching and at the same time. Yeah, so Lulis thinks that the attempted surf on Boomerang could end up blowing up in his face, though. Yes, maybe. There's no frenzy on the side of the High Elves, though, so...
Not a bad idea, though.
I think the chance to take a strength 4 piece off the block, for me, again, though, if that's not your game plan, that's not your game plan. I'm more of an attrition kind of guy, but Stuff does not seem to be that concerned with it for this match. He's like, I already killed the High Elf, I don't want to do more damage. The claws coming through are unable to pierce the bump's armor, so it looks like Skryka needs to really sharpen up those claws, because they're just not coming through in the clutch.
Well, they're almost like Nurgle claws, just dull.
Do Nurgle have dull claws?
Not everything I've seen so far. They just got dirty, dull claws, man.
Ooh, hashtag dull claws. Hashtag 4 Horsemen. And there's the pass. Yes, Jake Snake Eyes, this is a PS4 league. It's called the MML. However, if you go on MMLpro.com, we got a lot of really cool stories, back-to-back stories of these teams, particularly the Repulsive Ratlings, who have a whole history in their fight against Goblin Gambling. Also, we got a lot of PC guys that hang around in the chat on our Discord channel. So go to MMLpro.com, find our Discord channel if you want to, if you're not on PS4. I'm not sure if you are. If you are on PS4, in any case, MMLpro.com. And, yeah, a lot of our guys play tabletop too. We got a podcast, MML Pro Talk. It's on iTunes and all that stuff. And there's the handoff. So this looks like the Rat Relay. And are we going to see a stall, you think?
I think a stall, yep. No, he doesn't.
He's
Touchdown.
Yeah. He's trying to stuff
Didn't
and jump
grab
the
that
sand.
surf. Wow.
He wants to play the anything you could do, I could do better game. He's like, I ain't gonna stall. I'm gonna score. I'm gonna keep scoring. I think I could do this better than you can do it. He also probably doesn't like that there's a leaping blitzer hanging around. I think that kind of rattled his cage, so to speak, pun intended, earlier. But there's the poor dead player. Again, there is a collection going around in the stands for him for Giddy Down. A wife and a child he leaves behind, and a young baby boy on the way who he'll never meet in person. So donations can be. We'll put out a hat over here in the booth. Make sure it gets to the right place. And see the standard rat column defense here. Oh, great. Snake Eyes plays on PS4.
Nice.
Check out the MML, man.
Really actions.
MMLpro.com. And now I'm going to switch the view over here to the offense. And we're going to see the High Elves set up. Look at that. They got a pre-saved little fly down the field formation there. This is, it's not too dangerous. So they've got, if you're going to do this, if you're going to see how they have these three guys over here screening off that left side. So I like that he's set his guys up so that he's trying to, you guys normally have to do beer duty for it. Yes, Lou, thank you. If you're going to, I like the fact that the thought is there, right? Don't just line up your players. Like a lot of people like to stack all their players on one side when they're going to try this kind of stuff, and just say wherever it lands, I'll pick it up and I'll get it over there and I'll have my cage set up. It'll be great. I want all my players over there, right where I want them. But they don't account for the possibility there could be a blitz or a perfect defense, or the ball could go somewhere that's just kind of not where they want it to go. So he had the little screen going over there on the side.
Yeah, that hurts when that happens.
The only problem is when you set him up, and now he's got out of that, so he's not using that formation.
No.
But sometimes if you saw it was set up diagonally, and for an agi team or even like a fairly agile team, if you set up if you're set up diagonally, like take these two guys on the left, for instance, you basically set people up to do one dodge through. Oh, so look at that. So somebody brought a dignity rock, and one of the fans, or two of the fans, take aims to throw it at the players, and security grabbed them and confiscated it.
Ooh, doing their job.
Security was able to catch that, and the only reason they were able to do that was because one of the fans was, double skull. So one of the fans was, the guy who was about to throw rocks got his hands all greasy and dirty from the squid sandwich in that squid sandwich kiosk, and then the rocks slipped out of his hand, and then security caught him. So the kiosk really did its job there and kept people from getting injured. Wiley Scuttle is injured.
Ooh.
And the attrition continues against the Rats. And so you've got one death that has happened against the High Elves, but two injuries on the Reds now and a KO. Snake Eyes asking when the Champion Ladder finals start, or has it already? No, we haven't started the playoffs, aka the Champion Cup. Has not started for Season 3 yet. We're still figuring out who made it. So more on that later this weekend. Keep your eye on the official forums for that, forum.bloodbowl-game.com. And back to MML action. The bump letting it loose on Krylutch. That nasty right cross, and Krylutch is knocked out. And
making up for that last hit he did.
If Stuff and Junk wasn't thinking about if Stuff and Junk wasn't thinking about the attrition game before, he better start tking about it now. He's like, hey, I thought this was a score fest. I thought we were just going to run downfield and score on each other. The elves are like, no, we're going to beat the hell out of you, and then we're going to score.
Well, he had the numbers. He's slowly lost them now.
Again, R.I.P. Giddy down. If you want
Giggity,
to donate to
giggity.
the collection, come to the box, drop it in the hat.
Must be a lot of Rat fans on our side. There's nothing in that there, Just.
If you build it, they will come. Lou thinks it's probably a little too late in the bash department. I don't know. They got 4 rats off the pitch. But I will say this, Stuff and Junk came in with 13 players, so unusually healthy for a rat team. And, burns the reroll to get the block, and I guess why not, right? 3 turns left, he's got 4 rerolls left. He's like, I'm going to make this one count. Try to take out Grover's strike, and unable to remove him from the game or even break his armor. Again, those claws really are just not getting it done at all, man. I don't think those claws could cut a steak. They might not be able to cut through butter, man.
Well, not the way they've gone today. I'd say the butter's even a toss.
Yeah. Especially if it's halfling butter, because it's got all that fat in it. really resists the claws. So the rats are noticing a hole in their columns, and they try to fix it somewhat. This is there's only 3 turns for the Divas to get downfield, so they really got to start thinking about. You could very doable for high elves, but there is a.
Gotta still start pushing forward.
Yeah. See,
Take
this
some
over
gambles away
here
later on.
is arguably kind of useless. I think he may have been better served pulling over the columns so they were 2 apart from each other, because all you got to do is like blitz Leah Hut and knock him out of the way, and then you got a straight shot right up the middle to get receivers in this area. Or you could even run up and blitz Patch Cut directly, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to hit Patch Cut.
Here he comes.
Patch Cut is going to fall back.
Big right arm.
And knocking him down. Blue Max said he had a tough time breaking armor on Baldwin's team, too. So yeah, maybe the elf armor is just magically enhanced or something. And there you go. You're going to see the catchers start to put themselves in scoring range. This is smart. This is what you want to do. Now, it does not let the rats just sit back in their column defense and try to keep everything in front of them. They have to account for these people in their backfield. If he's smart, he's going to... Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, if he's smart, and he is, he's going to put several scoring threats out there, so the rats are going to have to really struggle to deal with them. Especially that Nerves of Steel catcher. And knowing Stuff and Junk, and knowing that he's a very capable defensive coach, he is not going to let the Nerves of Steel guy just stay standing next turn. That's probably the first guy that he hits. That's what I'm a big fan of. If you have the opportunity to get 2 Nerves of Steel catchers on your elf team, do it. Because if you just leave one out there, the one's going to get hit every time. Marking rats up. Marking the line rats up who don't have an easy chance to dodge away. It's a pretty smart move by the elves. And I think you just kind of got to flood this back, flood your opponent's backfield. I'd even take this guy, wax off, and throw him down there too. Extra scoring threat. Or he might keep a midfield area so he can be the relay guy. Nope, he's going to throw him downfield. There you go.
Smart.
Yep.
Wax off, moving down.
And Scrycut can't... it would take too much effort to serve him, and probably not worth the bang for the buck, so... He probably will not be served this turn. If this was earlier in the match, I'd say he's in a position to be served, but... How will the rats respond?
A bit of thinking going now.
Yeah. Very well, this thrower is out of range of pretty much everybody. I might have even... Wait, so he's also taking into account slinnage. Right, so at best, he can get slinnage down the field and mark him up. Mark up the thrower, which could actually make it to be more of a pain in the butt for Baldwin than he would like.
Everybody playing patty cake, moving on up.
There you go.
Marking up.
So, the Rats got some choices. Do they want to put... I mean, well, yeah. First of all, I think, for me, the guy you want gone is that Nerves steel catcher. Because it doesn't matter how many tackle zones you put on him, it's still an 83% catch with a built-in reroll for him. And, wow, so he's going to take the risky move first and throw... Oh, no, he's not doing that. I thought he was going to mark up the ball carrier. Instead, he's just going to put an assist over on Grover's strike. Although, it might be mini Jackie Chan that gets the hit. I kind of like that move because the Agi 5 Blitzer Grover strike is a big threat for a relay. And now he is not, because he's going to get clawed. And again, these claws are just substandard. Ugh. I'm telling you, man, this guy's claws wouldn't make it in my silverware drawer. I'm not using those to butter bread. I fear they might break. And it looks like the Rats are close to running out of time. They took the one die block on Sad Split. Leahut just pushes him back. Now, ooh, I don't know. So that's tough. Because now Sad Split is free for the relay. And even Elf linemen are dangerous. So you could dodge out Windmill, make a short throw to Sad Split. Okay, and it looks like Mini Jackie Chan is coming over as a safety valve or to have a piece on Scrycut in case something goes wrong with the dodge out. No, he's actually going to use him to free up the ball carrier, so he blitzes him free. He wants that extra movement for the thrower. We're going to see him go downfield, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That blitz could have been really useful to free up Scared.
Yeah.
But you might see him go over the top of the gutter runner's head. What do you think?
Yeah, he's trying to save the reroll for downfield instead of he fails that dodge.
No, I mean, all of these guys have built-in rerolls, though. So
yeah, that's true.
And safe throw on this is why the high elf catchers are awesome. Because on it, so right in the face, and you're going to see an easy dodge out for the touchdown. I want to see the die rolls on these things. So he failed the intercept flat out, so he didn't even need the safe throw. The pass is successful, the catch is successful. And now the high elves are going to maximize their attrition.
Oh!
They're going back to the well. They're going to knock out Leahut, who was already injured, and he's going to have a smashed ankle to go along with what I think was a concussion previously. Stuff and Junk. Oh, that's his leader too, so he'll take a reroll off, but he doesn't need the reroll. So movement off of him hurts. It sucks, but he already had a fractured skull, and now he has a smashed ankle as well, slowing him down. And at what point do the elves say, all right, I'm not going to risk it anymore, I'm just going to go for the touchdown, and that's now.
There it goes.
What?
Ooh.
Is he thinking about hashtag just score? Don't be stupid, bro. Oh, really? Well, I guess you know what? I don't. The one turn is a reality here. The one turn is a real possibility. So I don't hate this.
No, he's got that movement 10 gutter runner there. So yeah, it's definitely. I can see what he's thinking.
Still, though,
it's not a problem.
I mean, he hasn't been able to. I still don't. I don't like it. I don't like how it's left right here. I don't know. I think you gotta just. I think given what was on the field, I would have just scored. because this is you got a leaping gutter runner here, and you got Liam the Quick. These guys can just go right around this defense. These um these two elements of the back of the cage. Nah, I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, this is ballsy.
I think you gotta just score and hope on defense that you could stop them. I don't know. But you put the onus on him to roll the dice rather than... To me, it's a lot easier to get the people in place you need to free up this ball. Although, if the Rats manage to free the ball up... Oh! There's still two other elves around that could pick it up. So...
Yeah.
That's why maybe it's not such a bad move. I think that's what Baldwin's figuring. He's like, you know what? If this happens, if the worst happens and the ball is freed up, there's two other elf catchers in the vicinity that can get where they need to. They can pick that ball up and still score the touchdown. So it's not a... I can't hate on the move. I think I personally would have just scored, but...
I would have scored and taken my chances.
Yeah. But that's...
No problem.
Yeah, but then...
Stuff and grab this ball.
Oh, so he picks the ball up. The diving tackle fails on the reroll. Now, if you're wondering what the hell just happened, this catcher, Wax Off, has the diving tackle skill. All right, so basically, on the initial roll, if you look down at the bottom of the screen, you can see the rolls. The Rat, Lihil the Quick, managed to pick the ball up, and when he went to dodge out the first time, he would have made the dodge, but diving tackle kicked in, so it made it a -2 dodge out. So what it would have been, so it would have had to, it went from being a 2+ to a 4+. So it triggered, but then he gets a reroll, and it doesn't apply on the reroll. I don't think. Wait.
Wow, what a pass!
Yeah, that's big. So this just went from being a tie game to you're down 3-1.
Wow. Gamble does not pay off.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like I didn't like the move, and it's easy to say in hindsight, but I get where he was going with it.
Well, it's either you lose 3-2 or you lose 3.
Yeah, just the one-turners are not guaranteed. I know that stuff has the personnel to do it, but
that's exactly it, right? Yeah. Take the tie game and going on the final turn.
Yeah. I just didn't think he had enough people to shield his ball carrier effectively. And if the ball came loose like it did, there were too many other heads around that could grab it and run out. And I guess he figured, hey, I got a diving tackle piece. I think you need to. That's not easy for Rats to recover. Yeah, I think because he was in. I think this guy, the next thing he needs with a diving tackle is the tackle skill. Wax Off. I think he needs that. Let's take a look at that again. So initially failed that dodge because of the diving tackle because it became a 4+, and he got a 2. Or became a 3+ actually, because I guess that was actually 5. So he re-rolled it, and this time he made it. So diving tackle applies on both, huh? I didn't realize that. It applies on the re-roll as well. So the re-roll got him the diving. Yeah, the tackle would help, but
the re-rolling the number you're trying, or with the modifiers, right? So
yeah, I didn't realize. I mean, yeah, I wasn't sure about that. So I guess it applies also to the I didn't know you reroll with the modifier. I thought it only gets used once. Although that would make the skill a lot less effective, right?
Yeah. Well, here we go. Let's see.
Yeah, this time you probably see Baldwin actually one turn using the sidestepper. But too little too late. If he would have attempted the one turn at the end of the second half, at the end of the first half, we might have a different situation too. Again, another fan was going to throw a rock but got caught up in eating his sandwich, and the rock falls out of his coat, and security confiscates said rock. How many other fans are hiding rocks? Probably thousands. have brought rocks with them, and the squig sandwiches have kept them fat and happy and not needing to throw a rock at somebody's head, because you know. So basically, with a push here by Face Wave, any kind of push, even if he knocks Kryluch down, it's gonna put Wax on in scoring range. Why is he? So I guess he wants the extra space. I don't think the reroll was worth it for that, though.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't like that at all. I didn't think the word. Yeah. I mean, I get it. He wants like, well, you know, now I don't gotta do 2 go for it, but you spend a reroll. He wants an extra, so now he's gonna need to take one of these guys, move him around, and put him here, right to the left of Wax on to get the extra push. Yeah, Sasser. So Sasser, I think, at least on some level, could see where he was coming from. Sasser, would you have stalled there? Would you have taken the same chance, or would you have just scored? There you go. So there's the extra push. He's gonna save again. He's gonna save a go for it, but now he's gonna dodge. So, and you burned a reroll to do it. So that's why I didn't like that. Not for a reroll. I mean, I like the extra push, but not at the cost of a reroll. Now you gotta pick the ball up. I mean, none of this really makes a difference anyway, because the elves are losing this game no matter what happens here. But Lou, no problem. This is my pleasure to call this game. And yeah, thanks Baldwin for joining me. Beers, or not Baldwin. Baldwin's the coach.
He's in the game.
Yeah, that's right.
No, thanks.
You know what though? I guess it doesn't really. The dodge out is just, that's the only place he's gonna be able to use the dodge. And no, he can use it here. He should not run out. He should stay away from the tackle pieces. And it looks like he probably failed something because no, he made it. I hate that Cabal cuts out on turn 16, dude. I hate that. So he actually made the score, 3-2.
Yep.
Nice. So yeah, Sasser says he probably tough call, but he probably would not have stalled with the open blitz. So it was a nice one-turner. Yeah. If only he had done that at the end of the first half, we may have had a different result. And we have the winner, Stuff and Junk, in the party. What is up, Stuff? A exciting victory.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Exciting victory, huh?
That game was crazy, man. It kept going back and forth. I didn't know what to expect.
It was. You guys both did some really smart things, and then you also both made some key mistakes. So it was really interesting. You know, just like this was a pleasure to watch, though. It was great. I mean, it's easy for us to sit there and point out what we thought was a tactical mistake, and we don't have the clock on us and all that stuff. But you know, like the one thing is we were saying, Baldwin not, I don't know, I think he screwed up the one-turner unless it was in the first half, and unless it was a purposeful attempt not to try. Minor things on your end, but you guys seem to also adjust. When you would screw something up, the next time you had a shot to do it, you learn from your mistakes, and like hitting the opening your strike in the second half. You used a non-tackle piece on his dodge catcher, the movement 9 guy, and then it ended up burning you. And then the next time around, you actually did use the tackle piece to start it off, and had good results. So this was a good game to watch, man. Very, very exciting, very awesome. 11 armor breaks.
Nice game.
Good game, Baldwin.
Yeah, good game stuff.
45 black succeeded from the Divas versus 20 for the Rats. There was a definite, you could tell that the game plan from the Divas was whittle down the Rats, win the attrition game, and then you'll win the dodgy stuff, because you know you can out dodge them, they can outrun you, but if you knock their numbers down, you could do better. Some of
Boy,
oh, go ahead.
That first block from the Rats.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was insane. I'm sorry about that, man. I wanted the tackle piece off the field, but I didn't want it dead.
Whoa.
What was going through your head? Why did you decide not to use the Apo? Was it just there are more important pieces?
More important pieces.
That was, I will say though, that was a tackle blitzer. So blitzers are not cheap. We know that, and he did have
No.
tackle in a game where you could have used some more tackle. But I get it. Turn one, that's tough. Tough
It's a
decision.
tough call. It's a tough call.
Very much
But it was
so.
a good game. Good fun.
Very, very good. Yeah, Bowen.
Oh, yeah.
What
Lots of
happened
fun.
with that first? Was the first half? Did you mean to not go for the one turn at the end of the first half, or did you, or was it a screw up?
Yeah, I screwed up the one-turn setup. I
Okay.
just proved I could do it second half.
Yeah. Well, you learned from it,
System
which
was
is
not-
awesome. It's pretty cool watching
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
you botch it the first time and then they come back and they go, "All right, now I know what I got wrong." I bet.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though. I bet you don't screw up a one turn again like that in a pro match again. It's always the mistakes you
what I-
make that you learn from the most, right? When they matter.
Yeah, well, I was hoping for the tie because I thought if I score on turn 15, it's just a one-turn scathing touchdown for 3-2. So
Yeah, it was a tough
difficult
call. I personally think I would have gone with the score. I would have just scored because you had too many guys in the open. I get the reasoning. You had 3 elf catchers all standing around, and you're thinking, you know what? That ball can't scatter that far. I got sidestep on this guy. There's a diving tackle catcher out here. What are the chances he lands the block, runs in, grabs the ball in the tackle zone, and then dodges away from my diving tackle? And yeah. I guess
Yeah,
I
but
burned you.
that's what Rats do.
Well, no, awesome match. Thanks for letting us call it, and thanks for joining us in the post game interview. Yeah, stuff. You're looking like your team's looking strong, and this play pool is up for grabs. How are the guys feeling about a possible playoff run?
Oh man, it's still way too early to call. I'm really hoping to make it to the playoffs this season. We managed to get our numbers up so that I'm actually scaving with a bench, and that makes a difference.
Yeah, that was big. We talked about he actually came into this match with 13 Skaven players, which is a sight to behold, truly. So if you can keep that up, if you keep that bench healthy, this could be a good season for you.
Yeah, I hope so, man.
Baldwin, by the way, we took up a collection for shoot, what was his name again?
What, the Blitzer?
The Blitzer, yeah, he had a cool name.
Giddy down.
That's right, Giddy Down. Just Giddy Down. I even found some music on YouTube. I typed it. I've said this before. I like that your team name. Most of them are actually like disco dances. Like you could type in like wax on. You could put disco and wax on in YouTube. And do you want to tell us about like how you actually named them? Like how you came up with the concept of this team? I really like the name of the team.
I just started looking at high elves and looking at the diva-ish, and I thought, what can I do? Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, Divas. That'll do. And so I thought, what's the name?
How are you coming up with the names? Were you just taking them off the top of your head?
I just Google.
You're fading out. Like you're coming in garbled. Can't hear you.
We're just looking at just looking for 70s dance moves, and just it's surprising how many sort of YouTube clips there are of crazy 70s dances.
That's really funny. That is really funny. So yeah, I like this team. I like the concept of it. I hope you guys do better. Not too much better because you're in my play pool. So, and you just with this loss, you actually dropped to the bottom of the play pool. So the hopeless necromantics are the hopeless necromantics are winning the race for not be relegated right now.
But it's all fun. Win, lose or draw, it's still good fun to play.
Yes, sir. This was definitely a very fun game to watch, a fun game to call. Beers, do you have any other questions for our coaches?
No, we hit it all there. I think that was just fun to watch. That was an awesome game.
Yeah, it was. I definitely agree with that. Stuff. Any parting thoughts on your end?
No, man. I'm just looking forward to the next game.
Cool. Who do you have next?
Not sure who I'm playing next week. Let's see. Looks like you got the Wrecking Crew next. Oh,
yeah, you got your work. So you're gonna need all 13 of those bench players. Did you have any missing? Yeah, you have a missing in game, right? So you're gonna walk in with 12.
Yeah. Well, I went ahead and fired the thrower because he had armor down. He went ahead and got movement down. It was
Right.
his time. So I just hired a new one and probably be hiring a new line rat and keep it at 13.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's
It
gonna be
hurts.
fun to watch.
He doesn't have a leader though. Doesn't have the leader skill, or you are
Oh,
lacking the leader
actually,
skill now. So.
well, the thrower that was my rookie thrower leveled up that game. So
Oh, so you're gonna take leader? Okay,
he
cool.
he
Yeah,
has
just needs
leader.
one
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw
All
that.
right.
That's always nice. Score.
And
Yeah.
the Disco Divas next week play the Princes of Ariok, so we'll see a little
Yeah, we
high
got the
show.
champ.
Yeah, no wonder he was interested in watching. Sacerdotalus runs around, hoping injuries happen against his opponents.
Oh man,
Another good one to watch.
By the
he's a very bashy high elf coach.
He is. He is. I told you, don't sleep on that guy. I mean, you're thinking you got to just defend against the pass, and you send somebody, send one of your guys alone and unafraid off to the side, and send him unaccompanied, and Sasser will quickly surround, blitz, and foul him.
Mm,
He's
yeah,
vicious.
it should be a good fun game. I'll have a few inducements against this team. I think
Oh
I'll be able
yeah,
to afford a wizard or something.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's always his team value is super high, or it was. Oh, actually, not so much anymore. I guess it's been whittled down. He's only down to 1740.
I think he's got a couple of missed next games, but he's got this week's to clear. So
Okay, gotcha. So,
okay.
if we got Sasser in the chat, we got one more game in this play pool left to play. It's the Princes hosting the Snitchburg Pirates, and I think that happens Sunday. If you're still in the chat, Sasser, if you want to tell us what time it is, I mean, you can find it in the announcements channel on Discord, but in case anybody else is watching, that's in there. But, Baldwin, in the meantime, any parting thoughts on your end?
No, just good luck, slip and jump for the rest of the season. Things go
You
well
too,
for you.
buddy.
Yeah, and catch you all later.
Cool.
Yeah, well
You
done.
have been watching the MML. This is the MML production. It's a PS4 league, but PC guys and maybe I don't think we have any Xbox guys in the Discord chat. It'd be really cool to get some of them in too. Anyway, check us out, mmlpro.com. Learn about the stories behind this team. Find out about the ongoing sagas. Find out good recipes for brownies. That's on the site. You can find free stock tips, those are on the site. There's everything you could possibly want. Ways to satisfy your lover, you can find that on mmlpro.com. Check it out. And thanks for joining us. We're